Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Yesterday, I made a video confirming, I think, by my assessments that Hungary will lift its demands or, I don't know, its opposition to Sweden joining a de jure NATO. They are a de facto member of NATO. I'm talking about Sweden. And the Turks already did it yesterday, and I said they will do it. I have no, which is the Hungarians. It is like an order. That's what I claimed yesterday in my video. I'm gonna just show you the title, where an order was being given, and in 2 days, pop, it seems like Sweden is just going to be accepted by Hungary and Turkey, which are the only countries that really negotiated for some perks coming from the United States of America. That's what it was. And it seems like they got to a point where Sweden, probably emboldened by the United States of America, told, the Ukrainians, the Hungarians, and the Turks, you know what, that's it, no more. And the guy says, oh shit, what are we going to do? I made this claim, and I spoke about it at length, not in this one, but in this one right here. So as I told you, Turkey approves Sweden's NATO membership, so will Hungary. The order, I claimed, has been given. Or the other ones said, the Hungarians and the Turks, there's no more milk from the cow. Pss, 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 pss. No more. So let's see how this all will occur and what's going on right now. This is the first one. From the Kiev Independent, Orban all of a sudden says Hungary supports Sweden's NATO accession. What happened from yesterday until today, or from a week ago until today? I think it was just an order. The Turks did it, the Hungarians are going to do it again. Now you can say, well, both countries realized there's no more negotiations. How come? 3 days ago, not yesterday, the day before, the 22nd. And the 22nd, Orban stated that he invites the Swedish Prime Minister to Budapest to negotiate. That was an article I mentioned in the video I showed you, just the title. I featured that article where Orban said, hey, come over here so we can negotiate. And the next day, he says, actually it's on the 24th, 2 days ago, 2 days after that, Hungary supports Sweden's NATO's accession. Why? Because look at this one. Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty. Sweden sees no reason to negotiate with Hungary on NATO bid. And Turkish parliament okayed accession. So the Swedes said, bye, we're going to be in it anyway. We're going to be called differently. We're not going to be called NATO member state. We're going to be called NATO member Pakalaka. We're still a member state, but we're going to have, a little bit different, but equal. And the Turks and Hungarians said, shit, what are we going to do? And probably they were also threatened by Al Capone. You keep doing what you're doing, there's no more for you, and then we're going to just push some more buttons on you. So that's from the Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty. I'm using these guys because it's always is good to use the enemies, let's put it this way, not the enemies, but the propaganda. Why? Because you see how far the pendulum of propaganda goes on that side. And this is a good measure, a good way to measure that pendulum going to the left. Look at this Radio Free Europe when we were in the communist times and socialist times in Romania under Ceausescu. They were broadcasting together with the Voice of America. And a lot of Romanians were listening, and they were saying, which I don't think it was true, but anyway, they were saying that the Romanians were destroying the sound. I don't think that was true. Why? I don't think the Romanians had the capability to do that, to the transmission, the power of the transmission of these guys. So that's one. And then after the revolution, they're trying to jam the signal. I don't think so. I thought it was just the distance, but I don't know for certain. That's the first one. And the second one, after the revolution, 1989, when I got to more information, I realized, and speaking with certain people, they told me, what are you talking about? These guys are American funded. The Americans are funding it. The Germans, the Western Germany is funding, and these guys is just a CIA extension. And then when I started reading, I found, oh, the State Department has some money in it. Oh, CIA, okay, thank you very much. So I said, okay, these guys just, I'm not saying they were not, to a certain extent, helping the information. The problem is you give this much information, truth, and then you add like this propaganda. That's what it was, like overthrow Ceausescu, destroy your state, agree to this, agree to that. They were just pushing their ideology, their interest, not the Romanian people's interest. No, they were using the baboons to promote their interest. They always do this, as long as you have baboons who think that they're also intellectuals. Next one. Military Sputnik. Hungarian government. The government calls on parliament to ratify Sweden's NATO bid. Orban. He's Orban with this secretary who answers phones and makes appointments. Stoltenberg. So that's it, my friends, here with how should I put it? Beautiful. I like that green. A beautiful opposition. It's just a business. It's just a business. I'm glad that Turkey and Hungary at least showed some balls and they got something in return. No other country did anything. And I'm pretty sure there's no like friendship everywhere. The thing is, this shows, I think, at least two things. One, it shows you that's a game. It's just a give and take, a bazaar. That's all what it is. And the second one is a staged competition. There's many things that occur in this world that seem to be like, oh, look at Orban, or oh, look at Erdogan. They oppose the Swedes and the Finns. Oh, look at them. Whereas the decision has been made, it's just the details. You know, when you say you agree with this, well, in principle, I agree with this, but we have to discuss the details, like in any negotiation. If you agreed, okay, we're going to build that, we're going to start that project, we're going to start it. Now we have to discuss the details. You know, who's going to do it, what kind of contractors, how much money, who's going to pay for it, who's going to be hired, what engineering company, what are we going to do with the idiot politicians, who's going to get the perks, who's going to look good, what's going to be the APA doing, environmental, blah, 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 and all these things, are details. But in principle, they agreed. From the very beginning, I think it was a clear agreement that Sweden and Finland, which I claimed when they said that we will join, that they will join NATO eventually. And these guys just, worked on the details. We're going to hire you instead of those guys. Okay, then we do it. Well, but we have to hire those to that one. But what do I get out of it? So I think that's what it was. It was just a negotiation on a deal that was already sealed from the very beginning. Very beginning. Well, good for them. What can I say? We're going to have, I think it's just politics. Thank you very much. Politics with interests and money. Power. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.